Good morning, beautiful people in my phone. Happy Sunday. Happy SEC Champion Sunday. Yes, to all the champions, congratulations. To the SEC champs, an extra special congratulations to you. Welcome to Car Conversations, where we talk all things faith, freedom, and football. I do have somewhat of a voice left. It sounds raspy. It was a long night. I was at the game last night and celebrating afterwards in the streets of Atlanta because I live in Georgia. I got my flags flying on the car. Pom-poms in here as well. Y'all, what a game. What a day. Yes, I'm headed to church this morning. Yes, I have my Lank hoodie on. Why? Because my pastor is big time UGA, and I said that I would. I said last week, I said, if and when we win, I'm coming to church decked out, just so you know. Anyway, y'all, what a game. First of all, I want to say this to Georgia fans. I have many of you that are friends because I do live here in Georgia. I want to say that was a heck of a game. I know you weren't at 100%. I can already hear, and have heard, what some of the commentary is coming from that side. But if anyone who watched that game, take your favorite team hat off and you watch it objectively, you have to know you were watching the two best teams in the country. We said it going in. We knew that's what it would be, and it did not disappoint. 100%. Those were the top two teams in the country battling it out. Look at what's happened with the other championships in the other conferences. You had some major blowouts. You had some struggling to even score, and they'll say it was a defensive battle, but look at your league. Look at your conference. I just don't see the argument there. The SEC is literally the toughest conference in the league. It is, period. And what happens is these kids have been put through a gauntlet of a season, and by the end of the season, when you have championships, when you have playoffs, you got a month to rest up before playoffs, but you have injuries, and so now it comes about, your depth chart. Your depth chart, is key and critical to your success at that particular point, because we beat each other down every week in the SEC. So my hat's off to Georgia. You guys have had a heck of a run. We don't know what the committee's gonna do, who they're gonna put in. Washington's in. For whatever reason or another, Michigan is gonna be in. I just totally disagree with Michigan being in anything at all. They literally were caught in a cheating scandal and never. It only went up in the college football rankings. I just don't even see how the NCAA could reward a school, okay? Yeah, they don't want to punish the team. It wasn't the team, but these are the coaches that you hired at this particular school for this team. So you got to blame that on the school, and they need to have, some real penalties, enforced for that. The 3-game suspension. That he was still able to coach them throughout the week. He just couldn't be on the. I just totally disagree with Michigan being rewarded for cheating, because being in the college football playoffs would be a reward. So that's my caveat on Michigan. But I got a feeling they're going to put them in. I really do. I don't see how you leave out an SEC champ. I don't see how you leave out an SEC champ. Period. So FSU, shout out to the Seminoles. I got some good friends that are Noles. I know some good people that are Noles. My mother, I'm a product of a Seminole. A trailblazing Florida State Seminole. I don't see how you put an ACC champion. I don't. So now you're down to the Big 12. And, Texas ran amok over Oklahoma State. But here again, that proves the point. What is the Big 12? If you get to a Big 12 championship and it's as lopsided as it was in that game, then what does that say about your conference? Who are you playing against? It should be, your East should be as good as your West. And y'all duke it out like we always see in the SEC championship. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if the committee is going to do the right thing. And the right thing is to put the 4 best teams in the country in the playoffs. So I just want to shout out Georgia for having a heck of a season, a heck of a run, with all of their wins. And who knows what's going to happen if, they continue on. Who knows what's going to happen if we can continue on. This battle between us is in the SEC. I mean, it's only going to get more competitive now that we'll be adding Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC. But Georgia and Alabama, we love y'all. It's a love-hate, probably. Hate is a strong word. I don't like to use that word. But it's we have come to know each other so well over these last 10 years. I feel like it's been a long haul, and it's gonna continue, and that's greatness, y'all. That's a testament to the greatness in the coaches on both squads, and one being a product of the other. That's it. Now let me move on to my SEC champions, the Crimson Tide. Y'all, I said it before the game and how much I really liked this team. When Coach said that on the platform, on the podium, during the presentation of the trophy yesterday, I was like, that you could see it. You can see how much this was a team, is a team. And I love that about these guys. But remember pregame, I talked about Tyler Booker, and I talked about how, during that last 43 seconds of the Iron Bowl, during the timeouts, Tyler Booker had his arms around, his offensive, the offense, and he's, you could just tell, they looked like they knew that they believed in each other. Well, Tyler Booker took to the podium for the SEC final. I was watching SEC final, last night late and this morning. So he got up there with Tim Tebow and Laura Rutledge and Roman Harper and quarterback from Vandy. Oh gosh, you know him. He's all buttoned up, very handsome. I can't think of his name right now. But Tyler Booker came up there and said, he really exuded and communicated every single thing that we had seen all season long. But what he said the most was, he said, when the world wrote us off back in weeks 2 and 3, when the world wrote us off, he said, we didn't write back. Y'all. When the world, because you got to let the naysayers know, when the world wrote them off, they didn't write back. And they developed this mantra of Lank, let all naysayers know. Period. And I just absolutely love that. I just love the chemistry of this team. I love the maturity of this team, how they've grown up. The whole maturation process through this season has just been, it's been beautiful to witness when you see that kind of blossoming, especially of young people. And I do a lot of work with young people, and so I have a soft spot. That's my sweet spot, to watch people get it and to grow. And you can see that that's what they've done. This team has done that tremendously. But the question was asked to Tyler Booker before this final drive in the SEC championship that just, to be there and witness that. And we knew it. My squad that was sitting, that I was with, we were like, what's the play call? And we all were like, they got to put it in Jalen's hands. Don't try to throw a pass. We don't need to throw a pass. Feed Jalen. Let Jalen run the ball, period. And so they had a timeout, and the question was asked of Tyler Booker, what did you say? We could see the camera, and I haven't rewatched the game, so I don't know what the camera shots were, but apparently they had the camera on Tyler Booker talking to Jalen in the huddle during that last timeout. And he said he just basically looked at Jalen and he was like, this is what you're made for. You're an Alabama legend. Like, you're about to be a legend. Like, this is who you are. Go do it. Go do it. He just pumped up his quarterback. And I was like, when you have people in your circle like that, we're not talking coaches. We're not talking staff. But when you have people, your brothers, your sisters, that are in your huddle with you like that, coaching you up when you need to be coached up, oh my goodness. Man, the selflessness, the willingness to exhort, to encourage, like that right there, that's the kind of brotherhood, that's the kind of sisterhood that you want. You're looking at who's on your team and how your teammates matter, how your teammates' mindset matters. And Tyler Booker said that, I just like, man, this is everything that we have felt and seen, and now we're getting a chance to actually hear him, articulate that this is what's been happening all season long. So I got so much to say on this game, and I haven't even rewatched it. It was going out last night in the streets of the A with all of our gear, or Alabama gear on, and just having a blast last night. With some fellow Alabama alum. So that was a great time. It was a great game. Just super proud. And then Coach talked about the 2 drives, and I at halftime, I could not stop talking about that 4th and 4 play. I could not. That 4th down, 4 to go, that pass to Isaiah Bond. Now, I hear people have been saying that he didn't catch that ball. I haven't rewatched the game, but I watched on the replay because they ran it in during SEC final. That was a catch. I don't know how people are saying that wasn't a catch, but that was a catch. Yeah. So that was a catch. The guts of that play call on 4th and 4. The guts of them to go for it then. And then the guts of that play call, the guts of Jalen to make that throw, the guts of 17. I mean, Isaiah Bond's stock has just shot all the way up all season long. But the way that dude was getting open, I didn't know if anybody wanted it more than Isaiah Bond and Jermaine Burton. But you know how they were covering Jermaine Burton because of Jermaine Burton. And I mean, every time Jermaine Burton was on a screen, they were booing him. And I'm not a booer. I don't like booing. I don't like that. I'm not an advocate of that. You can cheer for your team. I'm gonna cheer for my team real loud. But I don't know. And I'm probably just getting older. There were some middle school Georgia fans. We were in the Georgia section, but there were some middle school Georgia fans behind us the entire time, screaming at the top of their lungs, And then one of them be like, I'm gonna lose my voice. And I never turned around, but I wanted to turn around and say, you can stop screaming. But they were into the game. Cheer for your team. I'm a cheer for mine, but I'm not a fan of booing. And, you know, so they were booing Jermaine Burton every time he was on the screen. But that fourth and 4, that right there. So that drive, and then of course the drive right after Georgia came back and scored late in the fourth quarter, and then it was a heck of a drive. I can't wait to rewatch that drive. It was a heck of a drive down the field, and we scored again. That right there, that was Jalen. That was Jalen and company, you know, and it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see. So that's all I have right now, you guys. What a season. You know, from the start of the season where everybody had written off Jalen. That's what I do want to say really quickly. Post game, Marty McGee is interviewing Jalen. And Jalen just has like an emotional moment that was like, I don't even know I don't care who you root for. If you watch that, I don't see how you could have a dry eye. I really don't. But Marty, I'm about to cry even talking about it. Oh my gosh. But Marty, you know, noticed that he was starting to get emotional, and he had asked him a question, and he was like, well, forget the question I asked you. Talk about this. What is this emotion that you're feeling right now? You know, tell me what's going on, what's happening. And Jalen is just full-blown tears, and he just said, you know, everybody had counted him out. He said, the world doubted me. I mean, not even just about the team. And we know this. As Alabama fans, we were some of the worst talking about we don't have a quarterback. Our quarterback can't do this, that, and the other. I mean, we really, really... He said, everybody doubted me. He said, everybody doubted me. But I had a support system, people around me to help me, you know, keep the main thing, keep the focus on getting better and believing in myself. Believing in himself. Y'all, okay, that's it for today. That's all I got, because I'm just getting emotional all about it, y'all. I'm sure I'll be back on for more.